All right, back on the air. It is absolutely amazing how fast an hour goes when you gotta eat and do a whole bunch of stuff in between. Does anyone know of an easy way to change the red dirt farmland to the brown on the platinum map? I looked at that and it kind of looks fake to me, but there's no way to edit it unless you have some magical cheating software because it's a locked DLC, unfortunately. I'm sure sometime, somewhere, someday, somebody'll do something with it. Next year, when they release, usually when they release next year's edition, that map will become editable. But for this year, I think it might be stuck. All right, so we're back on my list of things to do. If you weren't here for the last show, uh, we're moving things around and placing them and getting rid of. Let's get rid of this odd field of corn out in the middle of nowhere or whatever it is, because those things are left behind from the last map. And as I come across them, I clean them up. But we're placing factories into the regions where they belong and that sort of thing. So we're working on region number two, kind of get an idea where different factories are going to go. I'm going to put a couple more on this region down on this end or up here on this railroad track. Uh, let's see what else has to go into this region here. We're working on the forest and pig region. So we got a furniture factory, grain mill, and birdseed. We just put planters down below. So let's bring up our grain mill and our birdseed and soy milk factories. And we're going to do, let's see, I got to figure out how I want to do this. Trying to put them all close to the railroad. Now, that is a little bit of an issue for this, I realize now, because it's not on the railroad. Uh, so I think we're going to move that one up alongside this one, like we originally were, and we'll just run it along the road in the back. So let's take that one and move it over here. I want to have them on the railroads so that we can easily hook them up to the train lines. So we'll set up a second lot on this railroad right over. Well, actually, we could have put it right across from it. We're going to work that out later. We're going to put it on this side, though. And I'm just roughly drawing in. This is all going to be cleaned up later. Yeah, so if you're just joining us and you haven't been around, although most of you have been here, I think, for most of my broadcasts, we did release the sugarcane update for the PV3 map. You can get it on our download section on our website, or you can just type exclamation point downloads and it'll bring up that link to that section. And just look for the updates section under the FS17 map files or FS17 files. You'll get there, and the updates down there, which adds the new sugarcane. Again, as I always state, the sugarcane that's currently on your map, in your silos, and in your factories will disappear if you don't follow the instructions that were in episode 1 of this series, which is basically going into your Universal Factory Saves file in Unifactory Saves in your game save settings XML folder for your save game and changing every instance of the word sugarcane to have a capital C in the middle. JS Rock, thank you for the host once again. Welcome back to the stream, everybody. So, we're moving a little factory around here. Some of these I don't know if they're going to be edited or whatnot, but we're going to bring this one in, put it right over here instead, so that we're on the railroad line. Uh, we got to spin it around 180 degrees because we're going to put the road behind it. Whoop, but have it on the railroad line. Yeah, so the road's going to go right down through here. We're going to have to do a little bit. We can get rid of this extra thing for now. Turn that back to dirt. And we'll finish working that up after. I don't know if I'm going to need this stuff over here either, but we'll take it out for now. Why not? Because well, it might, but I don't think we have that many factories to come over here. We'll see what happens. We've got a few more to move for this section. Yeah, we didn't need all this on this side for now. All right. It'll disappear when we reset it. So, once again, I got to figure out birdseed and grain mill. Birdseed was originally toward this corner of the map. We got to do all the sell points and everything eventually. But sell points are going to be redone as well. There's the furniture. That's going to be moved soon. So we're down this way. There's a barn. Dun, 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 dun. Where would the birdseed factory be? There's still farm pieces that we may or may not use down here. So if that's the farm, birdseed would be down the road. Basically, yeah, it should be right over here, right across from where. There it is, right there. It's actually above ground. What do you know? So we'll grab up the birdseed factory. As I bring new products into the map as well, some of these might disappear if I find something better or different to mix it up a little bit. But for now, we're going to go with the standard factors we already have designed just for time's sake and replace later. So I'm going to put these down this way. Yeah, they're going to be quite a ways away from the other ones. Is that raised up track? It almost looks like it is, just a little bit. Let me find out. My big edit brush. Yeah, just a little bit. I run it flat right along it. Actually, okay, let's back that up a little because we're going uphill. Oh, yep, I went too far. Actually, we'll smooth that down. Get me a smaller brush. That looks pretty good. And Just gonna make sure that all this land out here is relatively close. We may get a ridge or two that we'll have to fix later on, but I'm gonna be putting factories down here, so and we got to figure out where the road is going to be to access these as well. Do we have underground railroad there? There, fixed it. All right. Yeah, you could see actually where it was a little bit low through here. He raised the railroad up a little bit. A road, a road, a road. Where's our traffic gonna come from? We'll smooth that stuff out later. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna have traffic. It looks like we're gonna have to bring in maybe a continue the road that's gonna, oh no, that's way over there. We're gonna have to bring a road in eventually down to this corner. We'll figure that out when we get to it, but I'm gonna put two factories down here on one side of the track or the other. We'll probably put it on that side, the thinner side. All right, one will go. Let's bring over the grain mill if we can find it. Hey, Sense Fan, how you doing? Good to see you out there tonight for episode 4. Grain mill was always up here in this corner somewhere. The funny thing is you can't see sometimes the objects until you get close, but 16x map, it it's hard to gauge how far in from the border. There's something right over there. Oh, that's our factory. Is that it? Yeah, we moved that the other day. Just messing around. That's why I can't find it. All right. I'm burping because I ate so fast. Oh, but at least I got to eat. All right. Chicken and rice. Hold me over. It's a long way for this one to come over. And let's rotate that straight. And let's, I'm going to spin it around so the road is on the opposite side of the railroad tracks as usual. So we run the train up behind for loading, but a road coming down through here. And I'm going to move this piece so it's not floating in the air. And I'm going to extend that platform because I do want to make this area bigger. And you can see the gap that I left from when I was quickly editing the train. Come on, little cursor. There we go. We're going to give them plenty of room to be built bigger, and then we'll close it in afterwards with some grass and stuff. So yeah, that should be a good size. We'll move down a little ways and make another one for our bird seed factory coming over here. Or did we already move the bird seed? Why did I feel? Well, I know where it was. What did we put down here again? Oh yeah, planters and the dairy. So bird seed is down here. A little further. Not there. I know you're around here somewhere, bird seed factory. We saw you already once. It was above ground. Didn't I say that it was? All right, so the road would have been right about here, heading this way. Right across from, there it is. Hey, 04 Paul, welcome back. Glad to have you. It's what plugging away, moving some things around. It'll be a lot easier to drive around the map after without all the objects to be bumped into. All right, this is one of the ones that's way off the center mark. So let's find out orientation wise which direction. It's got to be spun 90 degrees. I think that was right. We'll find out. I love it when I move things and then there it is, back there. Can't find them. Is that going to be the right direction? Nope. Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That works pretty good. So, somewhere around there, we'll have an expanded birdseed factory. Let me, while I'm here, whoops, just smooth out some of this ridge that we made. All right. My list continues. Birdseed. We know where that is roughly. Grain mill. So we got a furniture factory and silk soy milk left for this zone to find homes for. And I don't want the furniture factory to be right up against the forest. Actually, do I or don't I? Because I'm thinking about combining the two eventually anyway. So I'm just going to bring it and plop it over here for now. And it's already close by, I think, isn't it? It's down this way somewhere, I think. And we'll figure that out when I decide how I'm going to work that. Sell point furniture should be out here lost in the. There it is, right up there. Yeah, we'll figure that out when we get there. I definitely am thinking of combining the furniture factory and just having the wood processing cogent do additional products, therefore opening up a space for a new factory type down the road, which I'm sure I'm going to want at least one in here somewhere. We'll come back and get my standard sign in a minute. So it's pretty much straight down from this farm right there. But we'll just plop this over on the corner of my forest area over here for now. And then go get our sign. All right, furniture. We know later on we'll figure out it. And now the silk soy milk. Silk soy milk is going to go somewhere on the railroad track. So it can go anywhere between here to. I'm going to move it down to this side in. Yeah, over here somewhere. We'll put it right up over here. Only because it's going to be closer to the zone. Oh, look at that. It's going to be bringing the calcium carbonate and stuff in from the other zone. So concrete. Let's put a spot in for it. Still a lot of room for some pretty big fields around here, for sure. That's the main thing is figuring out where these things are going to go, giving them some space, and then we'll know where we can extend our fields and stuff. So silk soy milk was all the way across the map. Yeah, there's this is just a lot of moving and placing things, and I'm going pretty quick because it doesn't have to be exact right now. It's just kind of getting stuff above ground so I know where it is, and then figuring out where things are going to go so we can continue on with the landscape stuff. And no sense of building a mountain where you want a factory to go. But once I know where stuff is, we can really get into designing around it. So, getting a feel for what's going to be in each section, knowing where I'm going to. That's basically what tonight's about. We'll bring in the. Figure out where our other areas for sand, gravel, them things if we have time. But it does take a while to move factories around, and it looks like this could be tricky. I wish there was a way to like draw a dot to come back to, uh, because this factory, once I move it, I'm going to have that piece of fence there left behind that I might have to come back and get the fencing. So let's try to locate. All right, we're near just in front of the wood mill here. Okay, let's bring it on over. Do I like working more on stream or off stream? Um, I guess that's neither really. It depends on my mood of the day, to be honest with you. If that makes sense. There's just days that go bad, and I don't want to, it's hard to get into let's be chatty today because, you know, just being completely honest, it all depends on the day. I love streaming for you guys, and it also depends on what I'm working on the map as well. It's because some of the tasks are more, I mean, this stuff is easy. So showing you this, but some of it would probably bore you to death because I'll be sitting here thinking more than I will be designing, and thinking out loud might drive me crazy, but it would drive you crazy. Or trying to figure out some tricky thing that I want to do. So, yeah, it really depends on what I'm working on at the time and what kind of mood I'm in. I'm in a good mood today. I like streaming when I'm in a good mood. I don't even know what orientation I'm going to do with this factory. I'm not always pleasant. Ask my sister here that I live with. Yeah, she'll agree with that one. Let's bring it down. That looks pretty close right there. Are my markers above ground? They're on there. There's one buried right here, I think. Let's bring up a little bit. See where if it's there. All right. Point 0.4, point 0.3, point 0.2. All right, we gotta go point 0.3. My markers I'm gonna cut out for the water pool and everything. I don't even know where this is gonna actually end up and how I'm gonna be moving these buildings around. But it's a pretty big factory, so we'll give it a little more space here. Yeah, it's not gonna definitely not gonna be oriented crooked like that. Not on this map. But we'll know where it's gonna go. And I can't make a square. So it keeps getting bigger, which is okay. Yeah, good enough. All right. That is the factories for that zone that have to be over there. Have I ever thought about streaming more than once a week? Yes, I have. It. I'm going to try as I'm making this map to stream as often as possible, but life has been real busy lately. So, and it all depends. I like to stream, like I said, but it's one of those things. Some days I'm just super tired and getting up to, it'll be more impromptu like it has been the last couple days. Just jump on, do a couple hours, see how it goes. Um, but I'm going to try to get a lot more streaming while I'm doing the making of this map. So, yeah, that's the plan. We're going to do Cow's forestry section on the back of the map. So let's head over there. The, that's down on this side, and we need to add a forestry section to this side of the map as well, another forest area to scope out. So I have my options of where it's going to go, and I'm tempted to, well, this is where the main farm is going to be. We have all this area. I think I'm going to put a forest right down in this corner right there. So, oh yeah, the fence of the factory. Yeah, I left the well, we'll get that back to that when we come to it. I told you I'd forget it, but thanks for reminding me. I've moved on already. Let's see. We want to get forest ground. I'm gonna get a round brush. Round brush. Yeah, left the fence behind, and we're gonna start with the big one because we're just gonna. Oh, there's a railroad track here. That'll be perfect for loading trains and stuff from this. Just gonna kind of fill in a marker. Obviously, it's a rough estimate of where my forest is gonna be, but it's gonna be here. And we'll do some woodworking as well down here. Maybe we'll have one side work a big pallet mill and the other side work the cogent stuff. We shall see. But I'm just kind of sketching in whereabouts the forest is going to be because it's like a placeholder. We work the forest. The forest, planting the trees, that's another 3-day job. And I'm going to, this isn't going to be a flat landscape either where these forest areas are. They're going to be similar to what we did on rivers where there'll be paths and winding up through. We got a good place to put a train line there. So yeah. Hey, talking donkey. All right, so we're gonna have a forestry area down here. What else is coming in out here? Bum, 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 bum. Refer to my list. All right, so we're working on this one. We've got lots of factories to come in, but we've got sand is also in this zone. So I need to figure out, and I think I've already decided that up in this area right here, around this tunnel, we're just going to build a big sand pit. So we'll mark that off with sand. Let's see, replace, find my sand texture. Did it? Where is it? Saltstone. Do I not have? Oh, it's beach sand. That's right. Ta-da. So we're going to build the sand area right in here. On this farm as well. You're going to drive right down into this nice sandy dune area. Actually, I don't even think that train functions because I think it's just a decorative track right there. But we're going to have sand all in here. Almost like a little desert built in eventually. On this side of the mountain here, we'll do right under the track for now. It's easier that way. So sand location will be down in there, and at least tentatively, that's where it's going to be. Farm itself needs to have close by plums, just plum trees, and cabbage and lettuce greenhouses on this one. So I think I left enough room back here to bring in our plum orchards along the ridge. And then I think we'll do our greenhouses right over here across there. So let's see if I can put two plum orchards or if there's enough room back there. Find our plums. I know that they're over here somewhere. That's plum. And bring that over. And I don't want to interfere when you're turning around with that field, but I think we got enough room there, and I will have to fix the border back there, but we'll put another one right next to it. All right, we actually, let's slide this one down a little further because this whole one here could move a little bit that way too, and it won't be so close on that back corner. I won't have to do much, if any, editing to the mountain behind it. Just the terrain a little bit back there, clean it up. So, let me get a little bit smaller circle. When I was, like I originally do the design, uh, I'm going to use an add brush to blend them in a little bit better and bring my grass through here a little bit closer. Don't mind the dirt going up the hill because that's the way it's going to look around here. As a matter of fact, I'm hoping I can find a grass texture that's a little bit drier, not as bad as that whatchamacallit map was, but something similar to a little bit lighter, a little more, not quite as green as it is out here right now. We will figure that out later. All right, so that's going to go there. Then we're going to build an orchard, I mean our greenhouse section right across the street here, across the train tracks. We've got plenty of room close to the farm. Uh, that we can do right up here, right on the other side of this rail. We're going to put 4 of them in. Oh, look, there's actually grass planted out here. See that? Let's take that out of there. We don't want grass here yet. Back there, maybe some point, but up here, not yet. All right. Cabbage and lettuce, I think it was. Double check. Cabbage, lettuce. Yep, we're bringing them on in. And they are located somewhere up in the northeast. Those greenhouses. Love looking for stuff underground. It's just so fun. Welcome back, KW. All right, let's spin around. I'm trying to get my bearings on where would those greenhouses be. I can't see anything over here. 16x map with stuff buried underground. All right, let's go this way. They're gonna be. See, this it might be harder to find in this list. Birdseed factory, where they all should be together. The greenhouses. There's our new orchard. All right, where are we? Let's go down through Greenhouse Pro. Lettuce. There we go. Let's see how far away I am. Way over there. Holy moly. Okay. So it's right along the river. And there's the pallet factories as well. All right. So there's the lettuce greenhouse. That one's coming over here. Did I don't think I did. I might have to go over to those orchards. I don't think I renamed the second orchard, which would cause an error. So let me make my lettuce greenhouses first. We will work the conveyors and stuff and orient everything else at another time. So we need to definitely change this to lettuce greenhouse 2. And down on the bottom, our plum orchard, the one we made here, has to be renamed as well. And that has a save ID, so change the save ID. Otherwise, it won't be able to tell that it'll mess up with the indexes and everything, cause an error. All right, and our cabbage greenhouse should be looking for it. Raspberry red cabbage greenhouse. Yeah, this you think I'm working pretty fast here. Uh, this is the easy stuff. When we get into, there's so many minor details that are more time consuming that have to be done that come later. I mean, right now I'm just plopping stuff around the map and trying to gauge about where stuff's going to be so I can build around it. But there's even a lot of terrain issues that will take some time to fix. I'm going to just stretch this out a little bit more. And that one has to be renamed. Spartan Media Group, thank you for the follow. So, as I was saying, there's a lot of little details. This is just marking my territory. I'm marking my territory so I know where I'm not going to be building, and it's got to be all designed around it later on. But things like coming through this mountain range, the road edges need to be fixed up quite a bit coming up that hill. I mean, they're fine, flush to the ground, but yeah, we got to touch up a lot of the areas as we're going through. There's like little spike here on the thing. Those little things are absolutely annoying to me when I am driving around the map to see this sharp spike popping up. So I gotta, I mean, look at our bridge here has a, yeah, just gotta take care of a lot of the little stuff as we go around. All right, greenhouses for that farm have been placed, and our plum trees as well. So we'll mark those off for now. And let's see what we got for factories. We've got one, two, three, four, five, six. You notice this one has the beekeeping, one extra factory more than the other zones, but it's missing, has one less fruit. And most of its factories are related to the stone processing stuff with the concrete and everything, so that's why I stuck the bees over there, balance it out. So the dairy, we'll bring the dairy in first because we don't want the dairy to be right next to the cows. So that's going to go toward the south side. But cow farm somewhere down here. We've got the railroad that comes right down through here. Um, I'm thinking somewhere back here we're going to drop a dairy. Yeah, right off of one of these little road thingies. We've got a lot of them. We're going to go right back. I'm going to try to find road pieces to replace them. But we're going to put a dairy with its back to this fence over here. And most of our factories, I think, on this side will be down here. So it's a little drive to get to the dairy, only across a 4x map size, but it's a straight line, roughly. It's so funny because it actually is quite a ways away, even though it's relatively close to the farm, because it is a 16x. So each quarter of this map is a size of Pleasant Valley V3. I can never work big cursor. Hard to keep in the lines. There. We're going to put a dairy right over here. If we can find it. This looks like it would be this way. Right there. Everything but the fence. We'll come back for the fence. I promise I will this time. Maybe not, but we will. Don't make promises you can't keep. Oh, I didn't even check. Yeah, it's close to see where it was in relation to the cursor. Definitely a little off center there. All right, this is where I'm going to go. 1.9, no, let's go to 15. Let's go to 16 point. I'm just looking at the lines for the parking. Once I get it to where they don't sink in the ground. Actually, it might be just 16 even. That'll work. Maybe 0.05. My building was floating just a little bit. That'll work. Yep. Let's get my fence. I want to check something out with that fence. That's why I won't forget it. Because I kind of like it. It's one piece. It's easy to work. Oh, I'm well past where it was. There it is. It's a one piece wall, so it's easy to work with. But we want to expand these factories out. So I'm going to see if I can, what it looks like if we stretch it a little bit on its axis. And there's a couple factories that use it actually. So let's plop it over here. Because down the road we're going to be redesigning this. But I'd like to be able to reuse some of these nice one piece borders. So I'm going to look at it and get to my scale, and on the X, we're going to go 1.3. Let's go 1.5 and see what that looks like. Doesn't look much different, but it definitely adds a lot of space. So it's such a big piece, the bricks look fine. And then let's go the same way on the Z. So when we expand this factory out, you can see there will be a lot more room in there. And make sure the train doesn't hit the rails. That will work much better. We got a lot more room to build and redesign inside the border for there. All right. Dairy, you are you have been placed. Uh, Other big factory is Ken's, and it uses sort of the same type of border. Well, we got Pepsi. Those are the three big ones. So Ken's and the Pepsi factory. Let's see. We're gonna continue down this train line and get another one in over here. So, well, I don't want it that close. I want to put some stuff in between it. The map is big enough that they don't have to be right on top of each other, believe it or not. They are the same way, right? Yeah, you're gonna have to build some of them, and some of them you will not. Uh, Probably gonna be the same as it is in PV3. I'm going to replace the designs on many of them, or reconfigure them, and try to save some memory by reusing some textures and stuff for the 16x map. But you'll still have to build some of them. Right now, they're exactly the way they were in version 3, and they may be at the initial beta release as we before we rebuild them as well. Ken's salad dressing factory. There's something over here, and that's Dole. So Ken's is right next to it, and that is another one of those ones that uses that border. So I think we're gonna make like a strip of them. Let's bring Ken's over. Now, all these factories I'm placing along the railroads, you realize I have to move all the railroad triggers over the railroads and the pickup spots. So there's a lot more to do. This is just getting it to where I know where the things are going to go. Okay, you're not on center. Yeah, you're way off center there. Let's bring that in at least to where I can see it. I got to see what the orientation of Ken's is over here. Okay. Yeah, it's in the right direction. We just got to drag it into place. And what is that way over here for? Why do I have those? That's weird. When I go through and I actually fix up all these factories, I will be highlighting them like I am and looking around for any pieces that didn't make it to where they were supposed to be. But there's a trigger for Ken's way over there that I'm not sure why. I'm trying to think, was there a reason? I mean, I know in maps in the past we had different pickup points and stuff, but we shouldn't have a trigger for Ken's way the heck over there. It is so much harder to work with these arrows when they're so far in the distance. But it will do. Notice the big jump as I'm lowering it rather than small increments. 189, let's go to 90. Doop, doop. 0.5, 0.8, 91. I think we got to go even higher than that. 92. How far underground are we with some of these things? Let's go to 93 and see if it pops up. All right, that's above ground for sure. All right, we got to lower it back down. 92.5, 0.4, 0.3, 0.25. That'll work. Just touching the ground. And our symbols are above the ground. Okay. Same thing. Ken's used that same border. So does Dole. But that's the type of thing I gotta use one piece graphics with few textures as much as possible so that we can save memory on this map and add more of the cool stuff in. So it's going to be like sister factories right down through here. Let's bring that one up to the same size. One point five, 1.5. It'll be interesting. So it'll be a row of 3 factories, almost like a development. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. Let me line it up with the other ones by going like this. There. So yeah, we'll move that around inside there after, but you notice. And we can shrink down the outside. We'll be trimming it up. Maybe make some roads that go. Actually, it would be cool. Is it possible? See, I think of these ideas as I'm going, and I think I'm going to do a modification right now. I'm going to mix things up a little. I'm gonna. Do we have a doorway on this side? Yes, we do. Got to do a little landscape work, but we do have an entrance over here in the front. But I'm going to have it so that the train runs right through these factories. And we'll have a back entrance out here. Yeah, that'll be kind of cool. So we'll reorient. I'll fix the trimming it up later, but yeah, I like that idea. Bring the train right through the yards. Slide that back a little bit. Keep it in the bound. Oh, we're not on the train track. We're going to move everything around, so we'll fit it in. Maybe, yeah, we'll work that out later when we're moving things around. But I'm going to make it so that the train comes right through each of these. You know what I'm... You were hoping for a Rivers remake. You know, that would be a undertaking. I've just decided something, though. I'm going to go a little wider, 1.8, so we can make sure that the train has plenty of room to squeeze through these things. Yeah, Rivers remake. Actually, now it could be done. When it first came out, it really couldn't. But we've got other projects going, so I'm not about to go through and do it right now because that'd be a lot of work. Actually be uh, quite a... Everything would have to be redone quite a bit, so... There was a lot of UPK stuff on that. That's the big thing. And I'm not redoing UPK stuff because the UPK doesn't work. That works right there. So we're bringing in our train through those two factories, Borden, and then Ken's, and then a third one, which will be going right about here. And Dole, I don't think Dole was supposed to go over here, but I'm going to, let's see, which three were over here? We've got Ken's, Borden, and we got to get Del Monte, the other, or Pepsi. Well, I'm going to bring over Del Monte and put it in a new border to match the other three. So you got like a strip of factories right along through here. So Del Monte would be over here. Del Monte's probably going to change a little bit too because it only outputs one product. We're going to look at bumping that up to three. So products may change in it over time. We shall see. This way, I think Del Monte might be right about here. Nope. We're getting close. Uh, that's Pepsi. Del Monte, right there. Completely buried underground. Rivers remake. Yeah, the biggest thing with that is everything would have to be rescripted that was on the... And a lot of stuff like the bridges and stuff that we made move, that was all UPK stuff. I would love to be able to do that stuff. That was really awesome. Universal Process Kit. Last I checked, still... Oh wait, I just clicked on the furniture factory. We want Del Monte. Uh, ran a lot of stuff. The bridges that went up and down, all the building, the fishing, and that stuff. So without it, we need to reinvent the wheel. And I'm not about to do that this time around yet. I'll take a look around as we build this. Uh, I'll be looking for other ideas and other things and other script sets that might help accomplish those tasks, as I always do, but not yet. All right, Delmani, come with me to your new home in this zone right about here. All right, let's see. Out of curiosity, which, all right, entrance, spin it toward me. Is that the front? Oh, is that the front? I think that is the front. Yeah, that's the front. Okay. I'm going to see about making another one of these for now. See if we can fit, if Delmani will work. I think we can rebuild it so it will fit inside here. So we got it right along the train rail with the other two. Yeah, it'll fit. I'm not. Well, that means I'm going to take out the other fence and all that fun stuff, but at a later date. I got to build a whole road system down into here because the roads, well, just little road. It's not too far off in the distance. Yeah, the signs, they're around. I'm sure I left lots of signs behind. Uh, Ken's has a sign. Borden. Well, we can grab the Del Monte sign. Eventually, what I do is I highlight every object in the map and then I go looking for stray objects and put them back where they belong in their new homes. So we will eventually get them, or we've left a couple in the past underneath maps, and people turn on their wireframe and say, "Hey, look what I found." That's the main warehouse area right there. Oh no, wait, that's a farm. That's all going to be moved out eventually. So if the farm is here, Delmani is up this way, and this way, somewhere right there. There's going to be little ground markers. We're going to have to move those all back into place. I'm not too concerned with that yet. I mean, there's villages and stuff that have to be built in this thing still. But we'll put a sign out in front. How long till this is playable? A long time. Uh, it's hard to say because it's so far away. Like I was saying before, I'd like to see it done by March. It's a huge map. Look at all that brown area untouched that has to be brought to life. I mean, yeah, all these factories eventually will be redone, but we can make it playable without redoing them, and then and still have an earlier release. But that early release will probably be somewhere in early next year for sure. At the rate we're going, though, you never know. It all depends what life leads me to. Right now, we've got some time. What am I looking for? This. So, Del Monte, check. Now we've got the Pepsi, user glue, and hops and props. All right, user glue and hops and props. Let's find out where else we have railroads in there. So we've got three factories over there. That's pretty cool. That one doesn't belong there. That's going somewhere else. We've got this corner way over here. Let's see. That railroad's kind of a little bit funky to hook anything up to over there. But we can definitely put them on this side of the road down here. I am going to, hmm, decisions. I think I'm going to do the good old, let's bring the landscape up a little bit over here around. I like the way that that tunnel goes through there, so we'll work something into the terrain around to like come up the back way. But we're going to raise this up and put some factories down on this corner. Actually, we don't need the, we want to keep the bridge. Whoa, I'm off kilter here. Back it up. I'm not high enough down here. It must be going uphill again. I just clicked off the onto an ad strip somewhere in the map. Come on, let me spin around. Working. How bad was I? Where did it start going uphill? Not yet. Right right around here. All right. So we'll back it up a little. Give us some room. And let's see. That will work there. I'm just going to go down this way a little bit more. All right. I'm going to smooth out my edges. Whoops. Let's try the smooth brush. That usually works better when you're smoothing. When we get into the game and drive around a little bit, when we're getting close to done for today, we'll get a better idea of how the terrain changes are and stuff. Gonna have to do a lot of driving because there's been a lot of placement around the map today. This is making preparation so we can put some more fields in. Some big fields for around to it. Who likes his big fields? And I like big donations. So he'll get big fields. And yeah, we're gonna figure out we got sell points, but we're gonna have a central, a pretty busy city area in the center of the map. Uh, And once I figure out what's gonna go there, we'll have sell points in each of the districts. Well, that's the thing. There's so much more to do. But we're gonna scatter the sell points as well and make little villages like we had. Probably not as in depth as the one that we had in the one that's in Goldcrest or the ones we just because all those little buildings that aren't being used for anything eat up resources that we need. Did I just go down or um I don't know. I've got a big arrow. Let me refresh that. It says I'm not live. Am I still live? Yeah, it says I'm live. I don't know. My browser goes crazy sometimes. Do I pass this to people to test? Reliant Robin, we have a crew that tests it and several people that have been with us a while that help us out testing. I think my internet might be going crazy. But you guys still hear me and everything okay, right? We're good there? Because I'm just getting on my stream a spinning circle. And that means I could be talking to myself, which is not uncommon, but not the point of tonight's show.